Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to the Pick and Roll Podcast, episode number 81. I'm here with my guy, Nicky Steeds. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm wired.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you. I feel you. But yeah, guys, this weekend is actually the Olympics. The USA basketball starts, and I'm actually going to live stream it. So, Nicky, if you want to join me on that, it's 11:15 in the morning on Sunday. You're more than welcome to.
Okay.
Yep.
And
TNT is gone. We're about to talk about that. Yeah.
I can't wait till we get to the Olympics part because I got a lot to say.
Oh my God. Yeah, me too. Me too. Let's just get this started with the breaking news that just happened a half hour ago. Let me see if I got it correctly. Here it is. Right here. Half hour, 39 minutes ago. The NBA has ruled TNT Media's bid not to match Amazon, and the league will be moving forward with Amazon proposals. Yo! What is that?
What's happening?
It's about this right here is a bunch of bulljive and baloney.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm just here for the bull jive and the baloney. I still haven't clipped that yet. I want to clip that and make a remix.
I'm just gonna do that too.
Actually, I just saw a video as I was coming back upstairs to get on here of the Clippers' new arena. Have you guys seen the Clippers' new arena yet?
No, we have not. Oh, whoop, my bad.
Oh, no. Nick wants to show all for himself, greedy bitch.
Hey, wow.
I just heard a commercial. They were just talking about it, and the video shows. You know how I think it's Dallas Cowboys or no LA has that big circular oval board around the whole arena.
Yes.
Clippers have that, but they have like all the stats on every player you can ever imagine on that board. They also shoot T-shirts out of that board, and then on your seat there is a game controller hooked to your left arm thing, and you can play video games on the big board. Like they'll have interactive games for the fans on, like there's an up, down, left, and right button on the arms for their chair.
Okay, I get you.
And
now.
It'll probably be like play a video game with everybody else up there, guess a number or A, B, C, D type of thing. And plus, the arena will recognize if you're the loudest person there from your chair, and they come to you and bring you a prize. If you're the loudest person in the arena. Isn't that sick?
That is insane. You know what's funny? I was getting my hair cut yesterday, and my barber, we were just talking about the stadium because of Philadelphia. They're moving the Sixers to Center City.
Yeah.
And he was like, have you ever been in LA? I'm like, no. He was talking about like everything surrounding the Staples Center. So that's what, yeah.
What I was going to say, the problem with the Clippers, or new arena, everything is they'll still suck. I hope. You notice my new background?
Yes, I did. I like it.
I got some of my trophies up there from when I was a little kid.
Here, hold on.
I got 6 mugs from the Steelers Super Bowls over here. Yes, I'm representing your fucking Eagles.
Yay!
But now I have
I
have display for my cards down here, so all my Tyrese Maxis are down here. And my new guy. You can guess who my new guy is, right?
Oh my God. What's that rookie's name? I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
You got to guess it.
Oh my God, we're going to be here forever.
Matas Buzelis.
Buzelis, yep.
That's
what, you got his jersey?
No, I got USA, baby. You got to represent the USA team. This is old USA Dream Team 2, I think it was.
Yeah. Hey,
do you have the Olympics on? Are we talking about the Olympics on the docket? I don't want to jump ahead.
At the end. We're going to talk about that.
I got a little surprise for the Olympics at the end when we talk.
Ooh, okay.
Memorabilia.
Memorabilia.
Yeah, Jared McCain is another one I'm starting to collect. I just start to collect him.
Okay.
And Paul George. I'm all in. This is the year.
That's a bunch of bulljive and baloney.
They got to do it this year. So I'm like, I'm pulling on my Paul Georges. I'm gonna start grabbing him if I see him. I'm hoping he could be the perfect player there. But this, I think we saw this coming. I mean, they were going to try to get it back TNT, but it's a new age, man. It's a new time. Streaming services are taking over. The thing that sucks for me is the fact that these 4 which I've said it a million times. I love just watching these four analyze basketball because it's like you and your boys sitting around drinking a beer, talking about basketball, and they're jagging on each other and making jokes on each other. I'll miss that. I mean, hopefully someone else will try to duplicate that or get people that are friends on a panel for this. So, it is like that. Or like we discussed before, why not get a YouTube channel and have these guys do pregame and postgame on their own, or at least one or two of them. I think, what is it, Barkley, who said he's done after this next year?
Yeah,
he's
or whatever. Done. Yeah.
Shaq will never be done. I think Shaq will be entertaining people in every way he can until he passes away. That's what's so amazing about Shaq.
I can see Kenny the Jet Smith going back to ESPN.
Yeah, I can see that possibly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ernie's such a staple for you think of TNT, I think of NBA basketball, I think of Ernie Johnson because he's been doing that for so long. I mean, you think and for Ernie to be a type of guy who can moderate those big egos of these legends at that table, I don't think we say enough about that. What's up, Jeff in his own? Shout out to you. I haven't seen you in a minute.
Yeah, what is up, man? He pops in every once in a while.
Ooh, Chad, I found a bunch of. I forgot that the old McDonald's All-American cards and the university cards had Jarrett McCain in it for the last 2 years.
Oh wow, really?
Because they're having cards for people that are in high school, in All-Americans, like the McDonald's All-Americans. They have cards, and he was on there.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Wow. But that's a bunch of. That's not bull jiving baloney.
No bull jive there.
No, where would TNT crew go? I think Shaq will do whatever he wants to do. Barkley would do whatever Barkley wants to do. I think Kenny the Jet Smith would go back to ESPN. And I don't know about the other one. Nikki, what about you?
I mean, Shaq, he'll find something. Either he'll go to another network or he'll start his own thing. Ernie, I don't know. Barkley seems like he's done. Kenny the Jet, he goes somewhere else probably.
You guys are gonna make me show up cards now.
No, it's TNT this year. This is last year. Jeff, this
I found, Mitch. I got a boner.
You see, I blew it up. Pause.
You blew up my boner. Pause.
Yeah,
I didn't even know I had this. I was going through like old ones and I was like, holy shit.
Damn.
I mean, Alexander Sarr.
Okay.
Because I didn't know he played for what was it? Elite?
Yes.
Yeah, Elite. I didn't know he played for the Elite for a while. And your boy, you couldn't say his name, Mitch. I think he's gonna be a star. Kel'el Ware.
Oh, I like his game. I just keep on forgetting his name.
I just saw a highlight of him from the summer league. Where did he go? It's
Miami.
Yes, the Heat. Yes.
And they won summer league. They won the summer league
championship. Gonna be
championship.
really good, dude. I think me and Mitch might have talked about this. Ron Holland.
Yes.
Dude has some skills. I think he's going to do really well. This is my boy, Matas Bucelis. If you go Google highlights of Bucelis, you will not be disappointed.
I have.
I mean, they're just, and it's not just that one dunk that we saw. I only have one. What did Rios call him? Cocaine Curry.
Yeah.
Shepard. I think he's going to be good too. He'll be a role player. He's not going to be like a super.
I like Reed Shepard. He's a Kentucky boy.
Yeah, and I couldn't believe I hit this. That's a Zach Edey autograph.
He's the favorite to win Rookie of the Year.
Well, we'll see. I mean,
hey, it's way too early to start.
It could be this guy.
Yeah, my God.
I got a Brownie James. Actually got two of them.
Why?
McDonald's All-American. I bought a box of McDonald's All-American cards and didn't realize. And I did get some girls cards too. I'm going to sell them at the next show. I got a Caitlin Clark and a Angel Reese, which I don't care. There's your boy, TikToker.
Can I have that card?
No, but you can have this one.
How about the next one?
You can have this one.
Ooh, how about the next one?
You can have that one.
You see,
you can have this.
Everyone, this is not a bull jive and baloney.
It's more Jared McCain. No bull jive and baloney here, folks.
No. Nicky's probably like, what is this whole? I gotta explain
off
it,
a little
Nicky.
tangent here onto some of the future of the NBA, man. And we've seen it in the summer league. We can tie it into the summer league. Hey, my boy Gay Guy's in the building. That's my
When
boy.
do you sell these cards?
He's awesome.
He just buys them online.
When and where do you sell them?
There's still card shows around here. There's one about an hour from where I live every couple months. It's pretty big. There's like 400 or 500 tables. Then there's flea markets and stuff like that. The National they have every year. National this year's in Cleveland at the end of the month. Actually, it's in a week. My buddy wants me to go, but I'm like, I'm not really into it as much. I'm really not into it as much. But I'll save my USA surprise for when we get to that.
All right.
But there's so many great. I mean, the Summer League. I think I shared the Summer League highlight video in our group chat.
Yes.
My goodness, if I hope these players. And we were talking about a couple months ago how this isn't a great draft class.
Right.
We could be completely wrong and be talking about all-stars in a couple years from some.
It's just about real player. What? Yes. Yeah. But that's just a rumor. Hey, butterfly, you're gonna like this. So I was down the shore, right, sitting outside, and I see this butterfly flying everywhere. Like it would not stop flying. And I'm like, Dad, why does this butterfly keep on flying around?
It was butterfly. Say hi to you.
Yeah. 7 likes, appreciate that. All right, we gotta talk about Russell Westbrook going to Denver. That happened last week. I remember because he was that was you. Oh, that was you.
That was me, butterfly. Shout out to
Earl. Hey, Earl. But
keep it where it is, Earl.
That's a bunch of bull jive and baloney.
Bull jive and baloney podcast coming soon.
Oh my God. I still gotta upload that video. But yeah. How do you guys feel about Russell Westbrook going to Denver? Please.
I like it. And I thought about this when I saw you posting the docket for today, and I thought, you know what? We talk about this every week. And these older players still trying to hang on to a team. Do they have anything of what they had before? Of course they don't. There's one exception to that rule, and that's freaking LeBron James, because the dude plays like he's still 22 years old for some reason. And I don't know what it is, but you got to love him for that. I mean, I don't like him for other reasons, but I think Westbrook could have a mini resurgence here. I think it's a spot where it's a team that just won a championship a year ago, so it's not that far off. They lost a couple little pieces, the Bruce Browns and some of the bench pieces that they had that helped them in the playoffs. And injuries hurt them towards the end of the year as well. Like half of the damn league injuries hurt half of the league. But I think this could be a valuable piece to the Nuggets. Now, will he be getting doubles and 30-point games and shit? I don't think so. I would like to see the key to these players that used to be 30-point players, perennial all-stars and all this, the key to them having longevity, they're not going to be LeBron James. Let's get that right out of the way now. But the key to them, longevity to them, in my opinion, is taking a lesser role on some of these teams, not having to be the go-to guy at the end, which Russell Westbrook back in the day was. You can give him the ball, and he's going to the bucket to get you on the free throw line, get you two, or dish it off to someone and make something happen. He's that damn good. Has he fallen off the last couple of years? I think all 4 of those guys were lost in LA last year, the Clippers. They clicked in the middle of the year for about a month, and they were virtually unstoppable. And I even said that at the beginning of the year. I was like, I don't like any of them really that much, individually or together, but if they click, that's a dangerous team. And now George is gone, Westbrook's gone. Clippers are, they need that new stadium to get revenue and some players. But I think it's a good fit. I mean, we'll see, but does that mean the Nuggets might move someone else? Do they have to make room for him? Does it fit contractually? Does it fit perfectly in there so he can just mesh right in? I don't know. I didn't look into the number.
It because Utah bought him out. Now, maybe they have to get Westbrook on a cheaper deal. I could see that happening. Maybe like a 1-year deal or whatever. But I don't like it. I don't think it's really necessary because, Russell Westbrook's ego. He's not going to tolerate being a third option. He's going to want to get.
That's the key. Just like you said, will he be able to take a lesser role and probably lesser money?
Yeah,
to keep playing.
He's gonna want a triple double. He's gonna want to do that, but that's Jokic's job. It's his team. Him, Murray. I'm telling you, man, Murray's gonna I have so much faith in Murray this year. Nikki, how do you feel about Westbrook?
Wait. Before you go, Nikki, I don't mean to operate. Mitch, before you finish on your sentence, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
If he does take a lesser role and a pay cut, then do you think it's a good fit? If he doesn't mind coming off the bench as the backup 2 guard or something.
Because he did that before. He did that
I'm just
before
saying,
he
if
volunteered to come
does
off
this
the
time
bench.
around, and he says, do you think it's a better fit than you expect? If he does take that lesser role, then will you change your outlook on it a little bit?
Maybe.
Okay, fair.
They're
I
going to
just wanted
miss,
know.
you know who they're going to miss? Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. They're going to miss his game so much.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Nikki. Go ahead. I needed to know that answer to piggyback off what you said, Mitch.
Yeah, all good.
And for Russ, like you said, he has accepted that role before. And there's a good chance with him going to Denver, especially knowing the system. That's pretty much, to me, I'm looking at like they brought him in to be a role player. So I'm pretty sure there was some discussion between the front office and Russell Westbrook before the deal was official to get on the same page. I'm assuming he's going to come in and be a role player to help out. I don't see him trying to be the starter anymore at this stage in his career. Now, will this actually help the Denver Nuggets out? Who knows? Because I'm going to reiterate a point I made in my short on Friday. Russell Westbrook seems like the type of player on paper that his window to win a championship has passed him by. It seems on paper like it'll never happen. But let's not forget, just 4 years ago, we all thought Dwight Howard's window was long shut. But he went on the Lakers as a role player, accepted his role, and helped out. So who says that maybe Russ can't help out as a role player here for the Nuggets? It is possible. We don't know yet, but it is possible. But then again, there's the factor of also got to deal with the Timberwolves, the Mavs, maybe one of these other teams with younger guys stepping up and having a breakout year. But definitely you really gonna have to worry about like the Mavs and the T-Wolves as the main competitors.
You know, also Westbrook too, you do have to remember, he isn't what he used to be, right? He's not going to be top 10 scorer, averaging 30, but he is the type of player, whether he's coming off the bench and playing decent minutes or starting, he can still drop a triple-double any game. Like, that's the type of player he is. He's not going to do it all year or make an all-star team, but he still has that in him. He had some great games last year within that foursome. Every once in a while, he'd be the man on top of the numbers, and the other one would. So, I mean, he is that type of player that if the system fits him right, like you kind of say, he kind of fits it. If he takes that lesser role, we might not see Wes brick. Maybe we'll get good old Westbrook again.
I'm like, right, maybe.
That's bull and baloney.
Maybe like a couple of games a year, not consistently throughout the year, but like if a starter's out, maybe he needs to step up that starting role. Maybe it's a game against a team like the Hornets or something. And maybe he has a good game.
I think you had a great point though, Nikki, when Nikki said that you have to think that they talked about this. You know, Russell, you're not coming in here to be the man. You know, you got to understand that. You got to think they had that conversation at this point, that he comes in knowing he's not the number one guy. He's not the number two guy. Sometimes he'll be the number three guy. But, I mean, at this point, if you want to play longer, the Paul Georges, the Westbrooks, and these guys, you got to accept a lesser role to some extent. You got to take that mentor position to try to help some younger guys out. You know, to elongate your career, because let's think about it. This is all they do. They're the best in the world at what they do. So I don't blame, just like in wrestling, when wrestlers don't want to retire and they wrestle till they're older. Same thing with NBA and NFL is a little more getting banged up. So, you know, your longevity is very limited there.
In that situation.
But here, I mean, if Westbrook does do what we're expecting he does do, discussed it already, take a lesser, he could play for 5 more years. But like Mitch said, too, you got to play both sides of the fence. You got to think he's going to come in with an ego, and when he's on the court, he could disrupt the chemistry that the Nuggets already have. You know what I'm saying? Because of the way he plays. Honestly,
you can make an argument. He could be even the fourth option behind Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
That could, and I honestly forgot who the Clippers got.
If Porter ever steps up, I mean, he's never living up to his potential, because Porter, I think, could be a superstar too, but because he's shown signs of it, but he has no consistency.
So Westbrook could honestly be the fifth option then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they brought him in, just like Nikki kind of alluded to, as someone coming off the bench, playing limited minutes, that can add a spark to a team that really needed a spark last year whenever shit happened for them to get back into gear, and they didn't have it. Porter didn't do it. Murray didn't do it. Murray was hurt, so they were missing those pieces. But just imagine Jamal Murray leaving, getting hurt this year. If put Westbrook on that team last year, Murray's out. That's when they started to fall off even more. You bring Westbrook in, that could have filled that gap a little more than they did, and possibly made a longer run because they had someone, that the reason they won it the year before, which we discussed a million times, is because they had that bench. They had bench players that could come up, and it was, it was even keel. It was still really good basketball. Jake, what's up, Jake?
What is up, Jake? Thank you for stopping by. So, yeah, it's going to be kind of interesting. You know what else is interesting? Spencer Dinwiddie going back to the Mavericks.
It's just a weird name.
Dinwiddie?
I love his game and everything, and I think the Mavs.
His last name is a bunch of bulljive and baloney.
I mean, you got to give credit to the Mavs too, though, man.
Yeah. I just got to say this because I know Nikki is probably like, what is this whole thing with bulljive and baloney? Nikki, I was reacting to this Bucks content creator who is ranking every single East team from 8 to 1. And number 1, he had the Bucks. But at number 2, he had the Celtics. And then he was going, your fans are probably like, we brought everyone back. We should be number 1. And then he goes, you guys know basketball. That's a bunch of bullcrap. That's a bunch of baloney. And then I lost it.
And then he replayed the clip like 10 times to make it even funnier. Which
he's been going with that for days.
You know what you need to do, Mitch, really? Because the dude's a cool guy. I mean, he seemed like an all right dude. I would DM him and be like, listen, let me clip that and use it. Let me use it and let's promote it. Because I think Bull Jive and Baloney is hilarious. And we laughed for like 10 minutes. If I wasn't going live right at that same time, I was ready to pop in and just clown on it with you for a while. And it's all in fun. We're not making fun of that guy. Actually, it's a gold mine because I think it was funny as hell.
It's a bunch of bullcrap. That's a bunch. It's just his arms. It's a bunch of baloney.
I wonder if that's like one of his things.
I doubt it. I really do.
It should be. If it's not, he should have a segment every time he does a show and says, now it's time for the Bull Jive and Baloney segment.
Yeah.
You jingle for it and everything. Bull Jive, Baloney.
So
It's
that
Bull
video
Jive
will
and
come
Baloney
out
time.
tonight or tomorrow. Yeah.
And I will clip it and make a remix of the Bull Jive and Baloney remix.
Were you laughing when I did that on your show?
And we'll have it. Oh yeah, and we'll have it as a little clip over here, so we can be like Bull Jive and Baloney.
I mean, listen, we talking about
Bull Jive and Baloney. We talking about Bull Jive and Baloney. The game. So we're gonna beat a dead horse, and we're gonna Bull Jive and Baloney the hell out of that, just so you know. Because to us. Jive and Baloney, what a play!
Yeah. So Spencer Dinwiddie to the Mavs. Good move for the bench. He goes back to play behind Kyrie Irving, Luka, and Clay. I like it. 6-man. That's basically it.
Good role. It's better than the role he was in with the Nets as one of their main guys. They saw the difference. I mean, he's not a superstar. Sorry, he's a role player. So,
yeah.
Spencer Dinwiddie, for his career, he's in a better situation as a role player. And for the Mavs, hey, they realize they need some depth, so they're going all in, trying to get that depth to just make that one big push next season, or that one big extra push to win finals. So I respect them for.
What is up, Nick? What is up, man?
Yeah,
could you imagine?
Not much else to say about it, really?
Yeah, could you imagine, Blaze, if you go to your favorite team, the Pelicans?
Oh God, I just feel bad for anybody that like is a professional finally, and they made it to the pros. And they're like, "Yeah, I'm a professional athlete." Oh yeah, who you play for? The Pelicans.
That's a bunch of bull jive and baloney.
I'd rather the team be called the Bull Jive and Balonies.
I'm going out to dinner tonight, and I know for a fact I'm gonna say baloney.
You should order. You're like, okay, Mitch, your turn to order. What do you want? Well, I'd like a bull jive sandwich and a side order of bologna.
But Blaze, how do you like this?
Waiter waitress is gonna go up to the manager, being like, "I don't think this guy's all the way there mentally."
It's literally
He
like
asked for-
Mitch is hardly ever
Jive.
in a bad mood or sad, but if he ever is, I'm just going to start bull jiving bologna in him to get him back into this mode. But I'm like, bull jive is a great word. Mitch was like, did he really just say bull? The first time you played it was the best because you were like, what? It caught you off guard. You're like, did he say bull jive? And I was like, that's a fabulous word. I was going to make up a word to describe that word.
But I'm just like, bull jive.
We used to say bullpucky. I don't know what bull jive is, but that's great.
So, Blaze, Spencer Dinwiddie to the Mavs. Good move.
Yeah, next, let's talk about money.
Okay.
They'll be fine.
So, hey, you guys know me. I'm a Jew, and I love talking about money. So, Evan Mobley.
Me and Nikki did not say that. The words and descriptions from the people on this broadcast do not affect the opinion.
not match their core values.
Yeah, it does not affect the opinions. It does not reflect the opinions of the associates to this show.
Yep.
Nikki and me.
Exactly. That's exactly what a company would say.
It's on this guy. We'd have that little warning pop up and be like, promotional consideration paid for by default.
That corporate language down perfect on that.
Yeah, that's what we'd have to have that ready.
So, yeah, Evan Mobley returns to the Cavs on a 5-year, $224 million. 5-year, $224 million that can become $269 million. I'm not making that up.
I'm just happy there's a 69 on it. I know.
Yeah, Evan Mobley, really good player, underrated. How about you? Oh, I'm sorry. I was on another tab, Butterfly. I'm sorry.
Well, once we talk about the next one, it'll make this one make more sense because if people were making $40 million for Evan Mobley,
what, Sam Hauser?
Yeah. So if he's going to make $10 million a year, I'm okay with that. If Evan Mobley's making 40,
yeah.
I mean, I don't like the money discussion because
that's blazing baloney.
I don't like the money discussion because I feel like
you just said you want to talk about money.
Well, because it's on the docket. I know we were about to have it right up in front of me here. Because I'm not as schooled or well versed on how all the contracts and the money works and the CBA and all that stuff. So I don't want to pretend I know everything about it. I just know that I give the league the benefit of the doubt that they're paying people what they're worth to get them. But like we talked about before, some of these lopsided contracts can mess up the market. Then other players say, well, if this guy it's more so in football. You see that a lot with like wide receiver number 2 gets the top paying money. And then the wide receiver number 1's like, well, if wide receiver 2 and 3 are getting more than me, I deserve more money. So now that's the issue you can have with stuff like this. You got Evan Mobley making 40 some million. I sure hope Mitchell makes more than that.
Oh, thank you. I do make more than that.
And if
thank
he doesn't, if you're Donovan Mitchell, no doubt the star of that team.
Oh, thank you.
Now Evan Mobley is making more than you. Would you go to the general manager and be like,
didn't he get extended? I think he got extended, right?
So
Donovan Mitchell?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how much he makes. So if Mitchell makes 50 and Mobley's making 40, then my argument's kind of moot.
Hey,
but
can I make 69? What? You keep on saying Mitchell. That's my name.
Donovan Mitchell.
That's still my name. Mitchell. I got Donovan somewhere.
And nobody calls you Mitchell on these broadcasts. You are Mitch or asshole.
Yep.
No, that's
a bunch of bullshit and baloney.
Never mind, that's halftime.
True. But yeah, Nikki, Evan Mobley. You like the deal?
I mean, it's kind of that situation as Blaze was trying to tie into. You're starting to pay too many guys. Eventually, you're in that position where you got this guy getting paid this much, this guy getting paid this much, this guy. It's going to affect your salary. It's going to be hard to put the right pieces around them to make a big run. So this could potentially come back in the long term to haunt them.
Right.
You're paying too many guys that type of money.
What was he making
That's
before
always
this?
been the
I don't know
problem
that
with
either.
contracts in
It was a
sport.
rookie contract extension what he was getting.
Okay, so he was making a lot less than that.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Garrett Allen, what is he getting?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a ripple
He's
effect.
like
to these
one of
contracts.
he's a top 10 center. He's the top center, so he wanted his money. And then now with Sam Hauser on the Celtics, I know he got like 45 mil extended 4 years, whatever.
Yeah.
That Celtics team is locked and loaded for years. They're done.
Hauser was
You're
a
not paying-
valuable piece too. I mean, he wasn't a guy that was coming in and getting double doubles every game, but he would come in and hit those valuable threes, grab
Yeah.
a good couple rebounds that are valuable. He's a great piece off the bench. Now you're telling me that players that are just role players pieces can make over $10 million a year. If I was a subpar player or a player that's right around mid-range player on other teams, I'd be like, excuse me, Sam Hauser's making 12 million and I'm only making 8 and I'm averaging 18 points a game. That's
Yeah.
the type of ripple effect you can see with this.
By the way, why did your supporter call me the other guy?
because I've said that before and they probably heard me saying it. But see,
That's a
Butterfly,
bunch of bull garbage baloney.
I'll agree to disagree because we don't know all the financials. If the NBA has enough money for this to go around, then they do make more sense. I agree. It's probably more money because if you take $1 million out of every professional athlete that makes 10 or more million, take 1 million out of anyone who makes 10 or more million, you know how many people you can feed or put them in houses, solve some poverty in a couple cities, give people jobs, help people out, build buildings for people that have places to live, stuff like that. That's where I start to get, when you get into the millions and billions and way too much money, that's where I start. Cause I know you can affect humanity. Now, if you're a billionaire, like you take any billionaire out there right now that passes away and take all of his money, instead of giving it to his family, save thousands of lives. But
That's a bunch of bull garbage baloney. They should donate their money.
and the money's going to keep coming. I mean, and we're going to have a $1 billion contract at some point. There will be a contract within the next couple of years that will be a $1 billion contract.
Who
That's the
will
day-
get that?
I'm gonna just
Well, because of how
Got it.
players are, they have the rookie contract, so they got to get through that. It would be their first real contract that would have to be it. And I think it might be baseball. Because didn't they just have an $800 million contract or something for
Soccer.
Ohtani or
No,
something?
I think it's soccer.
it's one of those
I
other
think it's
sports
soccer.
that's less known that's less popular in the US. It's one.
It will be
I think
no,
it
no, no,
could
no,
be
no.
baseball.
It's cricket. It's cricket.
Well, those
dang
are bigger sports, but they're not
it.
worldwide. They're not drawing in they don't have players that are making 50 million in cricket.
Why not? They're
Because we
very
don't.
athletic.
People around the world aren't buying cricket jerseys and cricket bats, but they are buying basketballs and
Hey,
jerseys
you're
and
gonna watch
cards and stuff.
cricket during the Olympics.
Merchandise.
The
Yeah,
Olympics?
I'm gonna watch a lot of sports that I never watch.
Yeah.
Asian Draymond. Global sports investment on the decline. Too much competition.
Yeah. So I know you guys wanted to talk about this one. Let's just get it started now. The USA basketball, USA team. What is going on with them? Nikki, I'm going to lead off with you because you told me you had a lot to say. So,
Yes. As soon as I
On that note,
saw
I'll be right back.
people were saying it was something to the effect of, oh, what's wrong with Team USA? But I'm looking around at it and I'm saying, I don't see anything necessarily wrong. Yes, we're struggling against teams like Germany and South Sudan. This was not common in the past. And I understand to some degree, look, these teams are not like the top teams in the Olympics. But you also got to remember something else too. These are just trial games, number one. This isn't the real Olympics. Number two, the competition for men's basketball in the Summer Olympics is a lot more powerful. What's the way I'm looking at it? There's more competition. It's more competitive than it was in previous years. And we go back to the Dream Team years. As fun as that Dream Team was, as historic as it was, there wasn't a whole lot of great competition out there for the Dream Team. Let's be honest. No disrespect to those guys, but it was easy for them to mow their way through. Now we're in that era where you don't just look at the NBA and you go, okay, let's rank all the top players 1 through 12. That's our lineup for Team USA. Not happening anymore. It's more competitive now. So it's not guaranteed that the US is going to win a gold medal. So there's that as well. Number one, we haven't even started the Olympics yet. Not to mention, USA still won those 6 games too. Let's keep that in mind. They still won those games. Sure, some of them were close calls, but they still won. We'll still have to see what's also going to happen for real in the Olympics. And you got to remember, it's not a guarantee anymore. Like I said, that Team USA is going to win. It's not like the early years, like the 92s, 96s. I mean, minus the 04 team, but that was a cluster in terms of the structure of it being put together. But then the 08 team, the 2012 team. Now, in just these past couple of years now, we're at that point. You look at players 1 through 12, best in the NBA. You got a few guys on there that's on Team USA. LeBron, Anthony Edwards. Steph Curry could say he's now on that lower side of it. But then some of the other guys that fit in that list, Luka, he's not going to be on Team USA. Giannis, he's not on Team USA. And you could say if SGA isn't there yet, he'll be there by the next Olympics, barring a serious career-altering injury. He's not going to be on Team USA. So, yeah, there's more competition. So I think it's just we're not used to seeing Team USA struggle like this. So it's catching people instinctively by surprise, like, oh, something must be wrong if this team isn't dominating like they used to. So I think that's affecting some people's perspective into thinking to some extent that, oh, something must be wrong if we're not dominating. And maybe that might be the case, but it could also be tougher competition too. But to be fair, we're still winning those games. Now, if they come out there and lay an egg against Serbia in the opening game, then we could look at it and be like, yeah, I know that this is tougher competition, but did you really just lay an egg that badly against Serbia? If that happens, then yeah, we could say, okay, there might be more going on here than just tougher competition, but that still waits to be determined. I mean, sometimes there is overreactions as well, too. So I'm not going to just go there and be like, oh, yeah, something's wrong with them. Let's wait and see. I mean, right now, yeah, things are a little shaky, but hey, they're still winning games. And LeBron, to his credit, even at 40 years old, he's carrying this team offensively. I mean, he's doing his part, and they're still so. But hey, let's just wait for the Olympics. Let's see what happens. Let's not overreact just yet. And that's pretty much my spiel right there, Blaze, if you want to chime in.
I'll answer the question literally, because the question is, what is wrong with Team USA? What is wrong with Team USA? And I'm kind of echoing what Nikki said. Nothing. Nothing's.
I don't know that one.
Oh, sorry, Echo. My Echo just went off because I said Echo. She's like, I don't know that one. Couple things. Number one, you're taking 12 players. Almost all of them are used to being the number one option on their team. And now you're trying to make them a team. All right. So that number one for the coaches is not an easy job. So yes, you can do so much in practice, but then you're talking about a team that might have 2 plays, 3 plays. They're not going to have like a million set plays, but if they're going to practice these plays, it's going to be in these games, these practice games that we're talking about that are just, games to get ready. And like Nikki said, they didn't lose any. And do you think maybe they toyed around a little too much in the beginning, messing around with lineups and messing around, trying different things? Sure. Because this is where you want to make those mistakes and learn things. And then you go into the real series in the Olympics and the real playoffs. And it's like right now it's find your footing. Who's going to be the man? We've talked about it. KD has been phenomenal in these Olympics. Melo was one of the best back in the day when there was 6 or 7 players that were supposed to be better than him. He was the best player. So it's like, who's going to lead? They got LeBron closing out games, which we saw in 2 games where he pretty much took over at the end and they couldn't stop him. If you go back and watch Dream Team 1 footage and watch the first couple games that they played, there is some rare footage of Team USA, Dream Team 1 versus each other, which is phenomenal. It's in an old gym where there's no crowd, there's nothing. It's just them practicing against each other, but it's really cool to see because that is the greatest team ever assembled, no doubt. But I think at the same time, you got to think, you got, like you mentioned, Canada, SGA, Jokic on a team, Giannis in Greece. There's so
don't
many.
forget France too.
Yeah,
Wemby.
There's teams out there that have stars. They have a different problem. Well, like I was saying, if you go back and watch Dream Team 1 games, a lot of times you'll see players on the other teams just standing there watching their legends, their idols play against them. Like they're stunned. Like sometimes you can see they're going to go out there to play, but these are just normal, ordinary people from some of these countries that just qualified for their Olympic team because they don't have a ton of great basketball players in that country. But now you're getting 2, 3, 4, some teams 5 or 6 quality NBA players that change the level of competition. Watch some of the showcase games. Go back and watch them and see how the USA played in first half, and then see how they play at the end when it's a close game. If they played the way they did at the end the whole game, no doubt in my mind they're going to win these games by 30, 40 points. In my opinion, from what I've seen, and I haven't seen everything, they're figuring it out. They're trying to, as much as you think it's easy for a coach to just bring in 10 perennial all-stars and just say, I'm a coach, I'm just going to sit back and let it happen. We're going to beat everybody by 50. It's not going to happen. You're going to be rudely surprised because we talked about it the last couple of weeks too. Some of these teams are teams like that have played with each other for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years in their own country's leagues. They know each other a little better. You know, here we're just basically taking an all-star team, and we've seen in some of the dream teams before that doesn't always work. You know, and even someone had a good thing in the chat where, here it is. It's possible to have the best players in a mediocre team. And that's what I'm talking about. If you don't find the right person to take over when you need it, the right combination of players to be starting and bringing in, I mean, this all goes back to coaching, in my opinion. You got the players, you have the talent, but say Steph is 0 for 10 in the first half. Do you play him in the second half and hope he catches on? Or do you move someone else in? Because now you're not the Golden State Warriors coach where Steph goes down and the quality drops to to a guy who's not going to shoot anywhere near what Steph did. But now you bring in another player from the bench on a dream team, on an Olympic team. There's not that much of a drop off. So, I mean, you got to figure that out as a coach. The players got to figure that out. And then is part of it overthinking? I'm sure that they go in thinking, no one's going to touch our team. So they do I think they take teams lightly in the first half? Probably, yeah. Because they're trying to figure shit out. And
especially teams like Germany and South Sudan who aren't considered favorites.
Yeah.
They got me with that, it's going to be easy mindset.
Yep. But nowadays we're not talking about, like I said, there could be 1 or 2 plumbers or electricians or whatever you want to say who normally don't play basketball all the time that are on some of these, national teams. But nowadays you have basketball. This isn't 88. This isn't 92. This isn't 84. You got countries that have their own basketball leagues, players that have played their entire life to get here instead of just someone who, oh yeah, you got 3 7-foot guys in this one country over in Europe. Teach them how to play basketball, and in 3 years they can be on the damn Olympic team, But now the teams like the Croatias and the Australias and the Canada, they're real teams, man.
Yeah.
Germany's. These are teams that are gonna, I don't want to say I feel bad for those who like Giannis, who are
Drazen Petrovic.
Yeah. Who does Giannis have, though? Giannis has to carry that team. He's going to have some other decent players, but he's going to have to carry that team. Canada is the closest thing to another all-star team because they legit have 7 or 8 really good players from the NBA on their team. So I think I would be surprised if it's not Canada and the U.S. in the gold medal game. But as we've been talking about, there's a little more parity in Olympic basketball than there used to be. I'm excited to see the 3-on-3 stuff. I'm excited to see some of the other stuff coming at the Olympics. I mean, for goodness sakes, we got breakdancing in the Olympics this year. I mean, it's going to be fun to watch. You get to showcase and see all these countries come together. I mean, I don't want to get political, but the world is a shitty place right now, and there ain't many countries that are coming together. and Pat McAfee on his show earlier today. I'll steal it from him. I don't want to take credit. They all said, why can't we just stop the world for a week or two and just enjoy sports? If you're in a war or, some with another country or problems, can we just stop that for a week and enjoy the sports and have the world come together for an event for a week and just enjoy it? But things happen. Bad things happen. Bad people are out there to ruin people's problems. I think about Atlanta, back in the day when, a backpack or whatever it was that exploded. People try to bomb the Olympics. So you got to worry about shit like that too. But I think I want to celebrate the fact you're bringing together all these athletes from so many different sports, and you're going to be introduced to new athletes. And, as much as I criticize him now, I mean, LeBron is a phenomenal athlete, and for him to carry the flag is a big deal too. And I'm looking forward to the Olympics. I always find myself, you could pretty much get up at any hour of the day during the Olympics and catch sports on TV. Either replays of swimming or track and field or archery or, all kinds of weird stuff. So I look forward to that for the Olympics. But ever since the Dream Team, and if I could show my wall, I got a poster of the Dream Team here, all the cards, all the players. I mean, that's, that really changed internationally the game of basketball. And then you saw what the Spurs did with the Ginobilis and the Tony Parkers from, and the Duncans and all the international players that they used to win championships. It wasn't just like, we have Drazen Petrovic, who is a great foreign player, but he's stuck on this shitty Nets team or this other team that's never going to make it. Nowadays teams are having multiple international players that are doing well together and stuff. So I think it's a beautiful thing because it grows the game as a whole.
It's interesting you mentioned that because I feel like kind of off subject with the Olympics, but Petrovic was really the one that paved the way because even though Dirk was the first superstar, Petrovic, he was just getting ready to become that superstar before his untimely passing. Had he not passed, he would have been the first European superstar, then Dirk, and then from there. So I feel like Petrovic still paved the way for these players that we see now.
Yeah, and some of them
with Croatia,
you don't think about them as being international players because they've been here. Like I'm looking at a little list right here. We talked about SGA from Canada, Sabonis from Lithuania, Rudy Gobert's from France, Porzingis Latvia, Ben Simmons is Australian. Some people forget that. Joe Embiid's Cameroon, so is Siakam. So it's like there's a lot of stuff like that. Andrew Wiggins is Canadian. There's different shit like that as well. So the international players, the fact that it makes such a difference now as opposed to back in the day. I mean, that's what makes, I think, the Olympics even more important when it comes to basketball because, it's not just showcase of what we can do. It's a showcase of everybody
and
of all these countries.
And it actually makes it more interesting now because to me, I kind of look at the perspective of, okay, early on, Team USA showcasing our 12 best guys, cool. But after a while, even that gets stale after a while. You need some competition to make it more interesting because there's only so many times you can just run through the rest of the world in the Summer Olympics before that gets a little old. Yeah. You eventually need some competition to make things a little more interesting.
So, what's up? Did I miss a bunch of bullgabbing baloney?
No, we got on to, moving the Olympic talk into international players.
Oh, okay.
And finding out, well, because that's basically with the Dream Team and that's where it started, where it got so much more important that international players became more prominent. You talked about Dirk. I mean, you can do Olajuwon, Steve Nash. He's Canadian, a South African-born Canadian.
Yes.
So it's like there's a lot of ones that we don't think about as international, but they are. And the fact that the last, look at MVPs are international now. It's not just like we have international players, and we talked about like what the Spurs did with Duncan, Tony Parker, and Ginobili. 3 starting, foreign players, international players. Mutombo was one back in the day who brought it, forward and did it as well. Gasol's, Al Horford's from the Dominican Republic. So it's like, it's not just the fact that they have a player. We forget about Yao Ming, how great he was, and Arvydas Sabonis, who I like to call Arpenis my bonus.
Yeah.
Detlef Schrempf, he was great. Vlade Divac was great. Rolando Blackman was from Panama. I mean, still pretty much South
Right.
America, but Tony Kukoc, that's another
Yep.
one. Carl Anthony Towns is Dominican Republic. So there's a bunch. I mean, all the
Embiid.
the Vujicics and Itches and this Itches and that Itches. There, Noah Joakim Noah's
Luka.
from France. Remember AK-47, Andrei Karolinko, Russian.
Yeah.
Rick
yeah.
Smits. He didn't do too much. Louis Scola, but I remember he played for a little bit. He's Argentinian. The
I like Luke
Dragic,
Scola.
all the Dragic's. And I even mentioned
Gore.
your boy Ben Simmons, Mitch. He is Australian. All the people know that.
That's a
Lou,
bunch of bullcrap and
yeah.
baloney.
Luau Dangs, Adronis Ilgauskas, Ricky Rubio. Like the way it's changed the game, I didn't realize Siakam's from Cameroon. You know, Michael
Oh.
Thompson's from the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Dino Raja. Remember Dino Raja?
Wait, you said Ibaka, right?
No.
Yeah, Serge Ibaka. I forget where he's
But
from,
I
but
said-
yeah.
I didn't say him yet, but I said Siakam. I didn't say Ibaka yet, but yeah. Jamal Murray, Canadian. A lot of people, the Canadians, you don't think about, but I just said that arguably it'd be weird to me if it's not USA and Canada in the finals in the gold medal game.
Yeah. But it
like,
just
yeah.
makes me nervous right now.
Well, we were saying like back in the day when they came on, like the players, you just had a foreign player, an international player. They weren't like controlling the game, or they weren't the Lukas or the Jokic's of the league, and now they are. So it is a worldwide game. Sarunas Marcellonis. How about that one? Porzingis, there's Ibaka from Congo.
Yeah.
Turkey Glue. Remember Hito Turkey Glue?
Yeah, he's from
Yeah,
Congo.
Turkaloo.
Yep.
Batum,
Turkaloo.
he's from France. Batum's from France.
No, it's not Batum. It's Batum.
Valanciunas, Lithuania. I remember Lithuania beat the USA a long time ago. It was one of the first times they had like 4 or 5 NBA players on the Lithuanian team, and we're like, hey, get ready for it. It's coming. More and more of them. And to me, I know a lot of people get upset if USA doesn't win the gold. I think it's good for basketball if they don't win the gold.
Yeah,
Because
but
now
here's
you're
the
talking
thing.
about who won. Why did this other team win? Who's the new star from this other team that helped them win? Should the
No.
U.S. win? Yeah, they should beat every team by 40.
Like against South Sudan,
Yeah, but
who
what I said
had
at
like
the beginning,
nobody.
the thing I said at the beginning, Mitch, was I answered your question. What is wrong with Team USA? Nothing. This is a practice series for them
I
to work it
disagree
out.
with that.
It's about finding the right order of players, the right players to play. So there's nothing wrong with the team. I mean, if you want to say Jaylen Brown should be on there instead of Derek White,
No, I'm
or
not
someone else
talking
should
about
be on
that.
there. But
I'm not
watching
talking
them
about that.
play, you watch the first half, they're just fucking around. Then you watch the second half. They get serious if it's a close game. If they're
Yeah.
serious the whole game, we win by 30 or 40 every game.
Right.
But that's not happening because, and I put it on coaching too, because the coaches have to figure out who goes in. If Seth
That's
Curry's,
where I was gonna get.
if
that's
Steph's
where I
0
was
10 in
going.
the first quarter, do you pull him? If LeBron has an ankle that's bothering him a little bit, do you not play him? There's all these questions as a coach. Who's on the bench? Do you mix up the starters? You know, finding that 5 that you want to start. This is not Giannis's team, which you know Giannis is starting and the other ones are starting. If I'm the coach of this team, you want to see different formations, and they're not going to have a playbook of 50 plays. You know, it's going to be a lot of isolation. Let this guy go, get the ball to this guy underneath, stuff like that. So they're figuring it out. And like Nikki said, they didn't lose any games. They came close to
No,
it.
they lost
You could
one.
say
Didn't they lose one? Didn't they lose the first?
They had 6 games and they won all 6 in this series. I thought.
Yes.
Oh, I thought they
won all
lost the
six.
very first. It was very, very close.
Well,
I
do you
thought
want
they
to
lost.
criticize them for winning by 1
Won
against the
6
Sudan
games.
in a practice game? Does that really matter? 20 years from now, you look back, no one's going to talk about the Sudan. They didn't win. You know, LeBron took the ball right down like he always does at the end of a game, and no one could stop him. And it looks easy, and people are going to say, oh, maybe they're watching like the old teams against the Dream Team and are not. No, he's just that fucking good to stop him. They're all trying to stop him, but they can't. And you see how Ant Edwards, the youth, the next movement, is so excited to see LeBron come in at the end and make a bucket to help them win, to see their camaraderie start to work, start to mesh. So there's nothing wrong with the team. Now, if they come out and lose their first 2 games in the Olympics, then I would start to say there might be something wrong with how the coaches are arranging them, and now it's falling apart. Because I put a lot on the coaches because it's not a question of talent. You can get rid of the starting 5 and still have a starting 5 that should beat everybody. You know, that's the beauty of being with the USA. But I'm interested to hear what you think is broken or what's wrong with them, Mitch.
It was I can't believe I'm saying this. Hold on. There we go.
James Harden was on the team.
No, that's a bunch of bulljive and baloney.
I couldn't even say that without laughing.
Yeah, you were laughing. So
ahead.
that's a bunch of bulljive and baloney.
Good. I want to hear this bulljive and baloney about why the USA team's broke.
Can we stop talking about the bulljive and baloney?
You brought it back up. All right, Mitch.
It's not my fault. You know what?
Encourage them.
What's wrong with Team USA, Mitch?
Hold on, I'm still
Here.
laughing over the bulljive and baloney.
Here, I'll help you out.
What?
There you go.
Why?
So now we know what you're talking about. You're addressing it. It's your turn to explain what is wrong with Team USA.
What? So, Nikki, I know I was gonna say this about. I'm gonna just say about Joel Embiid, how he was just like not himself in the first couple of games, and then he did pick it up in the last one, like I said. But it's just like the Olympic style for Joel Embiid is not his best. It's not at his best. That's not the game for him. AD is a better thing. So if you put Joel Embiid, I'm just saying, can you put Joel Embiid off the bench and have AD take that spot? Because honestly,
Maybe
I
that's
think
what you
that
have
would
to
work
do.
better.
That's what I'm
That's
talking about. You
exactly-
got to find the right mix at the beginning. And I agree with you wholeheartedly, Mitch. The international game does not cater to Joel Embiid's style,
Yeah.
but he's still a valuable part of the team because here's
Oh
the
my
thing.
God, yeah.
Some of these teams, ain't nobody can guard Embiid. I mean, that's true in the NBA.
Yeah.
So you get against a team who doesn't have a 7-footer or something like that in the Olympics, I'd throw a starting 5 of all 7-footers against them. Deal with that shit, China, or whoever we're playing.
Yeah. We're playing Serbia on Sunday.
But that's, I mean, I think that it's a ramp up. You know, the showcase is a showcase. It's more like an exhibition, practice games. It just so happens to be so much high volume that they have to show it on TV and talk about it. You know, it's like, that's like when you were doing that one game, Mitch, and we couldn't find the stats. We couldn't find a box score anywhere because this is just practice. These games don't mean anything. Now, if the USA would have lost one of these games, hell yeah, it'd be all over social media and people be talking about how terrible they are and they're going to be a flop team like that one team that was a bronze medal or something. I mean, to me, because the international level of play is raised, any medal should still be satisfactory for the USA. If they come in third and get a bronze, I'm not mad about it. I want to know what the story is, why they didn't. Because there's got to be a team that played phenomenal, or this nobody we never heard of that scored 50 or 40 in 2 games in a row, or some crazy shit like that. I'm not against that. I'm all for the international game. So if we have storylines that build and the USA doesn't win the gold, I'm not mad at that. I'm loving the international game. Now, why did the USA not win the gold? That's the story. It's like, why did they not win it? It's not, oh my God, they should beat everybody by 50. And if they don't, you know, this is stupid. Why are we even doing it? No, I'm looking forward to it. And I would not be mad if they don't win the gold. Canada beats USA in the gold medal game. Can you really be mad at that? That's an NBA game.
Yeah, I would not be mad at that.
No.
If they don't get bronze or at least a medal or
Well,
something.
if they don't
I'd be
medal,
like,
that's a different story. That's why I said any medal
Okay,
should be satisfactory for the USA.
I'm just saying with the word story with halftime and
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes, that word is just
If they don't win a medal, that would be some bull jive and baloney.
thank you. Thank you.
And that, I mean, even this, and it's another good point here. A lot of these players, they're never going to get to play with LeBron. Now they get a chance to play with LeBron. You know, they get to get, you know, the All-Star game is an exhibition. We talk about that all the time when it comes around. This is competition. This is fighting for your country, you know, and it's a little more serious from the get-go once the Olympics start than you're going to get in an All-Star game. Now, I'll tell you what, though, since when you go Google LeBron James highlights of that showcase series, what the hell got into this dude? He's doing shit I haven't seen him do in 10 years on that court.
Yeah.
double pump reverse dunks and shit like that. Like, I
Yeah.
love seeing that. You don't see that until playoff time for LeBron. And this year, we didn't get to see it because they didn't make it. So it's like we got to see it for the in-season tournament. So it's
Yeah.
like to be really great at something and then get to play with your idols and people before that era. I mean, you want to talk about one thing we talk about on this podcast almost every week is the transition into the new era of the NBA. You're looking at it. Look at this team. You have legends that have played for 20 years. You have people like KD and those guys who are perennial Olympians and really great. And then you got this new crop of talent. You know, I feel bad for Tyrese Halliburton. I haven't seen him on the court for 1 second in any of these games yet.
Right.
He's last man on the bench. And he's arguably one of the best players in the NBA, in my opinion.
Right, but he should have at least got some playing time during these practice games to see
He
where
may
or
have.
if he
I
could
just
fit
haven't
in.
seen it. But-
No, it's just like when it's close, you wouldn't put him in that situation when it comes to crunch time. But I do
like
agree
I
with
said,
that.
you arguably could throw 5 darts at a board with this team, and that's your starting 5, and you're good. Like,
Yeah.
you literally take all 5 guards, no centers, no forwards, just take 5 guards off of the Olympic team and play them. You're still competing for a gold. Like, there's
Yeah.
no wrong starting 5 unless they're on there and they're not working well together, which that goes back to the coaching. And you think about how we're going all the way back to the dream team, because I'm going to do my little surprise here. The dream team, the first team ever, the Olympic team, Magic, Bird, Jordan, Stockton, Malone, Ewing, Pippen. I mean, that's ridiculous. So I went down to my basement today and I found the little gems. Remember when McDonald's used to give cups with the Olympics on it?
No.
No, because you weren't born.
Ooh, nice.
But Michael
I
Jordan,
love it.
there's a
Yeah.
Michael Jordan cup from. So if you got the extra large or the large cup during the Olympics that time, they had these cups. So there's Mike, obviously the best one. I'm pissed because there's a crack in the top of it. But these are 30 plus years old.
Yeah.
You got Karl Malone. I mean, David Robinson. When you have a team like this with all the best players in the world, we talk about big threes not working.
Yeah.
Olympics teams can sometimes not work either, just like that point before. You got Magic Johnson on the team. You know, this team was beating teams by 50 or 60 because
Yeah.
there were no international NBA players back then, John Stockton.
Right.
So times have changed drastically to what we're talking about now. Scottie Pippen. I mean, same team with with this dream team or any of these other Olympic teams. You could literally take the second 5 and let them play, and you're right where you were with the starting 5. You know, it's about finding who works well together. Bring the coaching in. Chris Mullen. I don't want to figure out.
Do
who
you
I
have
call that.
all of them?
I have 8 of the 10. They only made 10 of them, but I have
Hmm.
8 of them. I don't know who I'm missing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 12 players.
Christian Leitner?
Well, they didn't make a Leitner because there was no NIL back then. He just got out of Duke. I don't think he
Okay.
could be licensed. But Dream Team 2. Hey, there was a Dream Team 2. They did it again for Dream Team 2. Reggie Miller and Dream Team 2. Think about that. Coming off of a team with all those legends, and most of them retire before the next Olympics. Isaiah finally got to be on the team. That was a huge snub. You want to talk about Jaylen Brown not making it? How about Isaiah not making the dream team, the original dream
Well,
team?
there was controversy there. Michael Jordan didn't want him there.
Well, yeah, but still. Tim
Yeah.
Hardaway. And that's another thing. You got people pulling the strings. And who remembers Thunder Dan Marley?
Yep, that was a
Yeah.
load.
Even he made it. So
Wow.
it's like,
It happens.
I'm looking forward to the Olympics big time because it's pardon the pun, the showcase. It's a showcase of the best players in the world. But now you got a monkey on your back of fighting for your country. I would never compare it to a war or putting your life on the line, but there's a lot of pride involved in this. There's a lot of
Oh my
honor
God,
in
yeah.
this. Do you want to
Yep.
be the Olympic dream team that didn't win the gold? I don't think so. So they're fighting
No.
for that. All the other teams, you bet your ass they want to be the team that beat USA. Can you imagine what that does to a country, a third world country even? South Sudan would have had the biggest party on the planet if they would have beat USA the other day. So I'm almost like cheering against the USA because I know how much beneficial it is to all these other countries and the game as a whole when the U.S. loses because it's going to be top news.
Yep.
And it's going to be who fucked up is the news because you got to put it on someone during that game for not pulling their weight. You know?
You mean kind of like what Chris Webber did and called that timeout?
Yeah.
I
You and
hated
your
that.
timeouts. You and your timeouts. You get Chris Webber and Kyle Lowry in a room. Jesus.
Yeah, but
big difference. There's a big difference.
there's a
naturally.
huge difference there.
Yeah, in about 40 years too. But it's like, just
Yeah.
enjoy it. I said it earlier when Mitch wasn't here, and it's like they said it on the McAfee podcast earlier today. There's a lot of bullshit going on in the world right now, and I don't want to get political at all. But,
There is, yeah.
But why can't let's all just drop all that shit, all the wars, all the problems, all the political shit, and just enjoy the world coming together for a week and a half or 2 weeks and ever to enjoy sport. That's what I want. I want to forget about all the other bullshit. Let's talk about sports for 2 weeks and just talk about the world coming together. Look at all these people with different ethnicities, different backgrounds, different colors, different ideals, different religions, and they're all in the same building playing sports together. That should be a beautiful thing. That should not be something that we just push aside and just call another game. That's why the Olympics are so important.
Yeah.
And it's not only basketball. I know this is a basketball podcast, but we talked about it earlier too. You get to see skeet shooting and rifles and, all these wild sports you don't see on a regular basis. And these human beings that are the best in the world at what they do get to be showcased in it. And people in these countries that would never get on TV or nothing, this is their time. And I can't wait. Yeah,
speaking of Olympics, I can't either. LeBron James is the flag bearer.
Yeah, I mentioned that while you were gone too. I said, they normally give it to someone in a different sport, but I think this is only the first time I think a girls basketball player had it once. This is the first men's basketball player to carry the flag.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool, honestly.
And you got to think, in 4 years, LeBron's probably done. So this is his last Olympics, pretty much.
Yeah, he said that.
Whether you like him or not, agree or disagree with how he plays now or whatever, if you're a fan of his team or whatever, he's one of the best to ever touch a basketball. And he's proven it 20 years later in the Olympics with the best players in the world. When he turns it up, he's the best on the planet. No doubt. Still,
no doubt.
Yeah. When he turns it up and is 110%, no one can stop him. And
here's
I respect
the thing.
him for that.
Can you see him playing like I know his contract is 2 years. Can you see him playing another one? Because his other son is going to be in the league. Bryce.
I think Bryce's rookie year will be his last year. I think.
That's what I think too.
And that'll be 3 years from now, right?
Yeah.
So the third year, 2 years from now, through the third year. This year, next year, and the year after. Then Bryce would be what's he now? Is he a junior in high school now?
Yeah, senior around there.
Well, that matters because we're talking 2 or 3 years. If he's a junior, he's got 2 more years because he's got to go senior and then 1 year of college.
Yeah. I'm telling you, he will get drafted by another team.
I'm excited to see his development this next year and a half because look how good he's gotten over the last 2 or 3 since we started talking about Bronny a couple years ago. And then you got this goofy looking Urkel little brother who everyone thinks is some joke. And then he gets the growth spurt that Bronny didn't get. He gets these ups that Bronny doesn't have. And he's got more of a body. Look at LeBron, though, compared to some other players. He's right there with them all, height-wise. The 7-footers, the 6.5ers, he's still up there. He's a tall dude. He's a bigger guy. Bronny's a short kid. It's a shame he didn't get his dad's size. I'll say that for my boy Rod Gallagher down in West Virginia, too. His dad's 6'6", huge guy. If he would have got his dad's size, he'd be fighting for spots, too. He's actually in the NCAA football game, which is really cool. Someone that I know that's in that. He's in the NCAA football game. He posted it on his Facebook. He's like, this is pretty cool. It's him playing the game. And he had his player up.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine playing a video game with you on it?
That is crazy. Yeah. This is actually funny. When I used to work at a summer camp. We had like a video game room that I was in charge of. So we would have like all these video games, 2K or whatever. At that time, they had, I think it was 2K14. And my friend, high school friend, he went to LaSalle. and they had LaSalle in the game, and they had him in the game. They just didn't show his name or anything. And I'm like, I sent it to him. He's like, dude, I can't believe it. I'm in the game. And that was 10 years ago. A lot had changed.
My man Solo in the building. Yep. LeBron's a monster with speed. Yes, sir. Like basketball's Brock Lesnar. That's a good comparison. You know, for someone after
Brock,
this long.
no. It's Roman Reigns.
No, but Brock's been wrestling for how long? And 5 years from now, Brock can come back and he's still the baddest motherfucker. And it's like LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron's been playing for 20-some years. He's
But
still the baddest motherfucker.
LeBron is the greatest, and same with Roman Reigns right now.
Nah, if I would do all-time wrestlers, Brock's still a little bit ahead of Roman. Roman has one long title reign. Let's not get into wrestling because then I'll talk for hours.
That's
a bull job of
you
baloney.
You see where I was getting at.
But I mean, I think let's stop, regardless of your opinion on LeBron, and enjoy him while we can.
Right.
I mean, we couldn't, hate to say this because I definitely put Jordan way above anyone else ever. But when Jordan ended his career with the Wizards and stuff like that, it wasn't that much fun to watch. He didn't play all the time. He wasn't the same Jordan. He showed little things of brilliance here and there, but LeBron's still doing it, man. At 39? Is that what he is?
Yeah. Here's another player you got to appreciate, Curry. Because with his 3-point shooting alone, look at that, how much he impacted it, changed the game.
A couple of years ago, I thought we were going to see LeBron and Curry play together on a team.
I did too.
They play really well together.
They do.
And they have fun with it, and they're a great compliment to each other's game when they play. I mean, if those two would have ever ended up, I mean, they are on a team together, our Olympic team, so we should not lose. But you can't expect 110 LeBron and 110 Steph all the time. But if you do, those are the two best players in the world right now. I mean, you can have some arguments for a couple others, but those are the two best players in the world. In my opinion, by far.
Yeah, and then if you want to nitpick, you can throw Giannis, Luka. Like, I don't want to nitpick.
There's a dozen I can put right behind them, but you gotta. There's elite, and then there's super elite, which is like
you gotta acknowledge them.
Yeah, this is like I said. Stop for a second and realize whether you're 20 years old or 15 or 30, you might tell your kids that you got to see. Because like me now, with some people that are in their 20s, I'm telling them about Jordan, but I can't expect them to understand. Because they didn't tune in on a Sunday afternoon and watch Jordan torturing teams over and over and over live. So I don't expect it. Just like I wouldn't expect someone a generation before me for me to understand Bill Russell or Wilt. I've never seen them play consistently for a long time. The Jordan era was mine. LeBron is here. Let's enjoy what he does besides flopping while he's doing it. And I tell you what, I didn't see a lot of that bullshit.
And people like Kyle Lowry for flopping.
I didn't see a lot of that bullshit in the international play in that showcase either. So it's like, are they only putting that shit on? Or maybe the international refs don't give a fuck and they're not going to go for that bullshit that the NBA lets go. And other things, I hope these international refs, are more unbiased and they're not going to favor USA for this or that because they got 5 boys and all their boys love LeBron or some dumb shit. I don't know. I don't want that. Call a game down the middle regardless. And less flopping, less bitching at the refs. This is the Olympics.
Yep.
So, Nikki,
Friday it starts, right? Opening ceremonies are Friday.
I don't know, but USA plays Sunday. I think it starts Friday, I guess.
Friday's opening ceremonies on the river.
Ooh. Nikki, I know I was out, but can you just summarize what you wanted to say about the Olympics? About USA basketball team?
Main things were there was nothing wrong necessarily with Team USA. Number one, people were quick to overreact. 2, they were really just practice games. And 3, it's not like the old days where Team USA, you look at the best players in the NBA, 1 through 12, put them together on a team. Now there's more competition. So it's not like the guarantee that USA is winning the gold, even though they should, but it's not guaranteed. There's actually some challenges along the way.
Right.
We're just talking a handful of games, too.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, you guys are right. I'm just used to, just USA dominating everybody, going up and down the court. playing 2K on sliders all the way up.
And they haven't had a lot of ramp up time. Think about it. NBA season just ended not long ago. For some of these players, like the Celtics players and stuff, they were just playing not too long ago. And they're
Right.
used to taking off after the season, relaxing for 4 months or something, before getting back into it heavy. So it's a little bit of culture shock for some of these guys, I'm sure, to go right back into heavy training and taking this shit seriously to bring us a damn gold medal. So don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted what I said earlier about, if they lose, it's not a bad thing, or I wouldn't be mad. I want them to win it all.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah.
But I'm a fan of the game in general. That's why I'm a Sixer fan, but I'm more of an NBA fan than I am a Sixer fan.
I'm more of a.
I love the whole sport so much. Like I'm not
So
even
do
from
I.
Philly, so I don't have a hometown attachment to it like some of you guys would. I got the closest one, and my favorite player was Dr. J. So here it is. So, but if you ask me, I would say I'm an NBA fan over just Sixers. Because as much as I love watching the Sixers, I love watching the Mavericks and the Timberwolves too.
I love watching basketball in general.
Like you tell me I can watch the Sixers versus the worst team on the planet, or I can watch the Timberwolves and the Mavericks like we did in the playoffs. I'm going and watching the Timberwolves and the Mavs.
I'm gonna watch the Timberwolves and Mavs. Yeah,
I want to watch the better game, because I'm a basketball fan, I'm an NBA fan.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just think we should just celebrate it while we can and hope for the best. Hope we have some competitive games. I hate to say the word again, but I want some nice storylines out of this. I want a story. Like, here's this guy from Lithuania who we never heard of, who averaged 35 a game on all these, some weird shit like this. Or here's this 290-pound guy that's huge, but he's banging threes in an Olympic game or some crazy shit.
Oh, I'm waiting for that.
You can see crazy shit like that. Or here's this guy who's 5'6", and he's torching the U.S. team. What happens when that happens? That's all we're talking about. This little guy that no one knows about who's playing out of his ass and almost beat the U.S. team or whatever. It's still a story if they almost beat us.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. I didn't look into a lot of the 3-on-3.
I didn't either.
There is 3-on-3 though, right?
Yes. I was looking at the schedule today. There is 3-on-3.
Did any NBA players get in it?
I don't know.
See, that's what because if I'm someone who got snubbed, go to fucking 3-on-3 team.
Yeah.
You can still be on the Olympics.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
especially
I'm
if you're
actually curious.
who will be on the Jimmer Fredette is on the team.
No way.
Canyon Barry, who might be a Rick Barry kid.
It sounds like it.
Kareem Maddox, Jimmer
Oh,
Fredette, and Dylan Travis is the men's 3-on-3 basketball team for the Olympics.
Dylan Travis, that's a name.
I have a Dylan Travis in my wrestling company. He's from UK. His wrestler's name is Dylan Travis. But, I mean, Jimmer Fredette's a name we've heard of,
Oh, that's going to be so fun to
But
watch.
There's your team.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to ask the other question because we've talked about this the whole show. International. Maybe there's international players that are playing for their Olympic 3-on-3 team.
Yeah.
So there could be other NBA players that are going to be in that. I don't know. But I mean,
Who knows?
these 4 guys aren't NBA players. So is the 3-on-3 not eligible for NBA players, maybe?
I don't know.
Next week on the Pick and Roll podcast, we dive deeper into 3-on-3 NBA men's basketball.
Yes, sir. All right.
I mean,
With
we got
that-
the Olympic team, but I don't got like anything
Yeah.
else.
Right. With that being said, guys, make sure you hit that like, subscribe to the Hardcore Sports Network, subscribe to each of our channels. Next week, Coach said, Rios will be on next week, so we'll
It's
talk a
Rick,
little bit
hopefully.
basketball
Rick
with
Barry.
them.
It's Barry's kid, Brent Barry's brother.
That's
Remember Brent Barry, the dunk champ,
yes.
with the jacket and everything?
Yeah.
You see, I used to I looked like it. When I didn't have the beard and everything, I had hair. I looked
Yeah,
like
you
Brent
told
Barry.
me that. You told me that. All right, guys. So with that being said, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, go check out us on Spotify or Hardcore Sports Network. And yeah, guys, we are out.
You gotta say, stay away from the bull jive And the
Stay
baloney.
away from the bull jive and baloney. We'll catch you all later, and peace.
And where's my